all, Seriously's here, back with another base tour video. Several base tours to guess today. We're gonna go through all of my production facilities on my new normal save. I'm not completely done building them yet. I need a couple more resources. Notably, I need ammonia and dioxide, but there's also things like cobalt. There's a couple more bases I need to build, but I've got most of it done. As you can see, I've got copper, well that's activated copper, sodium, pyrite, indium, radon, uranium, paraffinium, oxygen, lots of flowers. I've got, what's CC? Cactus? Cactus, yeah, cactus, cadmium, nitrogen, lots of stuff. As you might also see, the bases production bases here have a name theme. So let's go through them one at a time. They're all very small bases. We're going to do a tiny production facility on this save. Nothing elaborate, a bunch of different small bases instead of one massive one or a system filled with bases like on the permadeath save. Nothing, well, I guess they're a little bit fancy because of how tiny they are. Sokka in particular here is the smallest base, perhaps the smallest base I've ever done in terms of size of the structures and such. And you'll see when we warp in, there's going to be a lot of warping today because even though the bases are small, we're going to try to hit all 6 of these and see what we get time-wise. Won't be too much to tour at each one. I'm not going to take you to all of the extended mining facilities. There you go. You can see we're like right nosed face to face with the ship as you come in. If you've got a long nose one, it'll be pointed right at your face. You're going to be right up against the door. And as you turn around, there is the teleport base terminus. We have sodium. We've got the activated copper. And then behind here, we have the pyrite, base computer, and some windows, and that's about it. Outside, we've got the landing pad. We've got some navigation data, of course, and a medium refiner. And it is storming. I believe we are on a desert planet. Sure looks like it with that cactus there. Let's take a look in camera mode. There we go, that's a bit less stormy. It is night. The teleport receiver, the short-range teleporter, heads up into the trade outpost here. So that's what we got going on there. Small little base. Tiny, tiny, tiny. I think, yeah, I just recently put flags on them all because I figured, why not? Let's unify this Team Avatar themed production facility. Alright, next up, Katara should be next. It is probably the second smallest. It's a little bit bigger. I started with Sokka there, and I didn't intentionally try to go as small as I could, but it did get really small, and I'm like, that's pretty neat. Let's see if I can keep going with small bases, and I can't. They just get bigger and bigger as we go on. Appa at the end, which carried Team Avatar, so I guess it could be the biggest base, and it is. It's got 5 biodomes, a bunch of carbon planters. It's a pretty big base for this series of production bases, at least. All of the planet names are also references to things in the show, maybe cities or places they visited. But the bases, actually that's the star system name, and the planet name generally are going to be named something after the character or the show. Here we've got a Zane's World floor panel trade terminus. I like that idea quite a bit, powered and everything. We've got the base terminus teleporter, indium, uranium, radon, and this one as well is also at a trade outpost with a short-range teleporter up to the floor proper, so you can go to the, if you don't want to use the one inside here, you can go up to the trade terminus up there, trade with the pilots. believe it was Eshamral who recommended that all of my bases have at least, or all of everyone's bases should have at least 2 landing pads. The last 2 we visited, I've kept at 1 because they're built at a trade outpost, and there's plenty of visitor parking up above. So that's a gamma planet with uranium, which is very useful for both hazard protection and starship launch fuel. It's much better than actually using starship launch fuel. So next we're headed to production facility Zuko, a late addition to Team Avatar, but a member nonetheless. Crucial in their victory. You might notice I don't have a production facility for Aang. That's okay. I do have a planet and a system. It's all named. Just didn't feel like I wanted to produce anything on that one. So there will be a base there eventually, but there's no production facility there. Zuko's on a very pretty lush planet here with purple sky and grass and blue water. Unfortunately, there are storms. And here we are making lots of cactus. This here is one of what you call the Infinity Dome. So it has several thousand cactus available in one harvest. I won't do it because it'll blow out your speakers or pop your ears if you've got headphones on. Probably navigation data. No, that's carbon, and the one over there will be navigation data. These stairways were neat to get in. I used some of my research and development learning facility there to merge these stairs neatly with these rooms and doors, so you don't get hung up on them and have to like go up a hiccup or jump up and down on them. And that's that. And we're getting nitrogen here, lush world, and cadmium. All of the elements, I guess, the cadmium, emerald, and indium, I have been producing at bases named after the characters that would represent that element, I think, or that color at least. So emerald, we're going to Toph Station, production facility Toph. That is an underground mining facility. The only thing above ground is the base computer and the landing pads. And it's built into a natural cave that I found. Literally just a hole in the ground. I built some stairways down into the caves and sealed up the hole with a cover. Here we are. We're down underground right now. We are producing sulfurine. We could probably get a bit more in, except that I've already removed the snap point, so I can't merge them. I would have to put more along the chain somewhere else. And emerald. That's way more than enough emerald. All my bases tend to feature some sort of aesthetics. Haven't gone too far with these. These are small production bases. But I like to have at least a trade terminal, if not some sort of, what do you call them, refiners. So as you go up, we can take a look up here. I'm really happy with this staircase. A little bit of effort to get it all in. Gotta work on that build order to get things like this in, especially when you're texturing the stairs, because you have to do them first. And we come up out of the natural opening in the floor. We can take a look at the base. Well, we actually looked at the base. This is the entrance to the base. Some rock gardens here for some natural light. It does storm here, so you might need some help landing, something to see from afar. We have obviously the navigation data barrels, because you can't have a landing pad without navigation data. I was a bit worried that maybe a Viking couldn't get back in under this lip here, so I have cut the roof open and you can hop over and get back inside. And that is this base. Alright, on to the next one. We're making pretty good time. As I said, they're all pretty small bases. Oh, that's the wrong key. We're looking for What did we skip any here? No, we've been to Zuko. Sokka was where we started. We've done the main team. Alright, looks like we're off to Appa. So here we are farming paraffinium, oxygen, and flowers, basically. Lots of flowers. This is one of the main reasons I built the research and development base that I featured in a build tips video a week or two ago. And we needed to learn to find a way to merge biodomes well with small cuboid rooms so that I could access them from underneath without ladders getting in the way. And I also wanted to play around with learning how to do infinity domes because you get a lot more flowers per dome. It does increase the complexity limit, especially if you're merging different flowers in different domes or if you're harvesting half a dome at a time. But if you're not, it's pretty stable. I haven't had any problems with pieces of the space disappearing or not loading in. So this is the largest of the small bases. And you come into this room here. I always like to try to get my base computer to be merged or inside in some sort of way. I was also playing around with the research and development of merging not only cuboid rooms together, but small cuboid rooms and large cuboid rooms. So here we have two square cuboid rooms, large ones, directly touching each other without a hallway in between. So not that tricky to get that going on. Really like putting these trade terminals in the corner so you get your regular window. And then you can merge a lamp post in to make them look like they're not floating around. Works pretty well. Hazard protection. Oh, we've got a robot welcoming guy. I think he can actually stand behind this thing too. Let's take a look. Yeah, it doesn't work. Works okay. No chair, no room for a chair. It actually, if you try to put a chair behind one of those in the corner like that, it'll float off the ground really high up. So, no chair. Alright, another very pretty purple and blue planet, much like planet Zuko. Here we got the base proper. Let's take a look. So we came in from that bottom section there. We're going to go around to the back side of it there and up into the small cuboid rooms. We could also enter from here, but I use this as mainly as an exit to get quickly out to the landing pads. So that's where you come into it from the portal. You're facing that door. Under these stairs, merge nicely up to this door. Here we've got some carbon planters and refiners. As you can see, this is the top of the square cuboid room underneath. Flattened out because we've put rooms on top of it. Stairway, floor pieces, walls. A little bit tricky to get these in. Cuboid rooms are not easy to work with. They're one of the most tricky things to build with, to be honest, even considering glitch builds. So upstairs we've got a lot more standing planters, a couple of couches because why not? Windows to look out on the pretty planet, even though they're tinted and it dulls it a bit. I think I was going to put something like a bedroom in here. It's really tiny, so I'm not sure what we're going to do in here. It's basically here just to separate the room so you know where each of the holes are, where you're looking at. I'm not going to loot all of them. Again, each of these will burst the eardrums or blow your speakers. They're all infinity domes, but they've all got different flowers up in them. Actually, this one I could probably harvest, I think, because it's the one that I haven't doubled. Yeah, no, Mordite has very little planted. I think this is just one regular dome planted. Now, build order matters here. So does the adjacency glitch. You can't get these small cuboid rooms underneath biodomes without adjacency glitching them in from either the thing beside it on the other side, but I was using the solid cube because it snaps perfectly in place. And you also need to be able to have the plants planted first. And if you miss your adjacency glitch and accidentally plant the solid cube, deleting the solid cube will also delete the plants above and you'll have to start again. So you can either save, get in your ship and hop out after every successful adjacency glitch, or you can just replant the plants and try again. With an infinity dome, I recommend saving between each one because you do not want to have to replant hundreds of plants. So there's our paraffinium and our oxygen. Alright, off to the last one. Now that was the biggest one, but this was not part of Team Avatar because it was built in, where did it go? There we go, production facility magma, where we are only farming phosphorus. I could probably grab other stuff here, but my last couple of bases don't require anything except hazard protection materials, basically. So phosphorus, dioxide, ammonia. I already have uranium at Katara base. That one's taken care of. And I'm going to build the dioxide and ammonia bases, as well as this phosphorus base, in my other themed named system, which is a portal theme aperture system, and that's where the research and development base is. And I figured I've got some other planets there that can produce the things I need, so let's build them there, and they just won't be part of Team Avatar. Another one of my trademark trade terminals. They're not really trademarked. Do what you like with it. It's really simple to do. We've got a phosphorus thing inside. I like to have things inside. You don't want to go outside on hazardous planets. Not too many storms on this one, but there are some. As you can see, we're in one right now. So if you can harvest everything from inside, that works best for me, personally. Don't have refiners at most of these because Appa, the one we were just at, is where I plan on doing all of the producing. This base here is also near a trade outpost. As you can see, we're a couple hundred units away. But I put 2 landing pads in because that's too far to walk. And I didn't want to put a short-range teleporter in. So there we go. That's pretty much all the bases. Not much to see at each one. But I did put a lot of practice into getting all of this stuff to work well. Things like merging the stairs and doorways of construction pieces to cuboid rooms took a little bit of effort. I might do a how-to video on that, but it's not in the... I haven't planned that one out yet. Just something I just thought of now. What I am planning on doing is building a couple more bases on this save. Might be some more stuff to see later. Obviously, Planet Aang on Team Avatar needs some love. Doesn't have a base computer yet, let alone a base. But there's not going to be anything produced there, so it's just going to be a relaxation center, place to hang out. I might be putting in, what do you call them? My specialists. You know, your stations that you place, like the scientist and the farmer. Those guys. I might be putting them in on Planet Aang. But that's it for now. Until next time, everybody. Have a good time.